Welcome. Thank you for being here. Bit of a that song's a bit of a shout out to someone special. So we are going to continue on with where we left off in the Go Fuck Your Fucking Cocksuckers call. We got about halfway through, and I've been anxious to finish it off. And thank you to Asbury Brad for tonight's stream art. Cool. All right, I'm just going to say hello, everyone, and then we're going to crack right in. So, hello to John Ryan and Brian Kane and the Cornville Nightmare, Constantin, Mr. Furley, Lorne's Unclimbable Ladder, Evil Little McNuggets, Eel Rig, Dan's Confused Entrance, Lorne's Mum's Camel Toe, Pussy Destroyer, the Duchess of Cornville, Spencer Silvera, Outdoor Loser, George Glass, Moton G, Amoni's dad, Polite Goblin, Clementine, Asbury Brad, Flaps and Clits, Toe versus Bannister, still love that. Page Master, Willow, and Sorry Please, Otter Lives Matter. Otter Lives Matter. I agree. Daughters. Willow. Voice to Voice. Viper GTS. Amy. John Fishman. Bonk. Peace. 87. I think I'm sorry if I missed you. YouTube always does the jump. The Codfather. But yeah, yell me why don't you if I missed you. Agree, the Codfather. Bleach is a very underrated. It's good shit. Lamp that never got to shine on Lorne Stink. So let's if we remember where we learned. Actually, most of this call is just Lorne piece of shit and begging and pleading that he, isn't pretty much where we are. I've rewound it about a minute got to because I just want to hear him say, when you was in the hospital, I it again. Am I? Keeping it in there. Hang on. How is that, everyone? Is that still cutting out? Cool. Just let me know if this is fixed now, because I don't want to keep going if it's still shit. How about now? Better now? All right. I'm gonna play the call. Let me know if the call's shit.
Before you was in the hospital, I loved it. Okay, when you was in the hospital, I loved it because it was like I was actually getting to see you that I didn't see before then when I was with Winnie and you were in California. Instead, when you were in California, it seemed like you were trying to purposely act like a bitch to me. And I was like, what the fuck? I don't even know her. She acted like a complete bitch to me.
Then, look at the relationship you and Winnie had. If you guys actually were taking...
Yeah. G'day, Tranquillo and Matt92 Machine and Cornhole Freeway.
Together in the same room, domestic violence all day.
No, because I don't hit women.
It doesn't mean that you're just going to punch someone. That's not necessarily just domestic violence. It could be that you're not allowing her to leave. You lock the door and block her way. Could be you're holding on to her so she can't move. There's a ton of stuff that goes along with domestic violence.
Yeah.
Any kind of way of intimidation, scaring her, screaming at the top of your lungs when you're fucking wasted.
If I stood in front of the door and blocked her way out, I'd be afraid of her going out and doing something fucked up, getting hurt or hurting someone else.
When I've heard you guys on the phone and you're screaming, and I've heard you screaming at your brother, throwing shit around, hitting him.
hitting him. He hit me too. He was actually the one who started the fucking.
It doesn't matter. Right, exactly. So you're going to justify it all day long. Exactly.
But that doesn't
So
mean
if
that you call the
she's
cops
there-
on us. That's brotherly love. We've done that all our life.
Oh, yeah, totally. And that's what you would say with Winnie. Oh, no, I love her. We scrap like that all the time.
Well, when he was doing drugs, she had me stressed right out.
The point is,
Oh, so it's all good then. So, you know, it doesn't, you know, abuse is fine if the person has made you all stressed out first. Got it, Lorne. G'day, Tickle Pea Shivers, Jugger Willie, Lenny Wood, and Dr. Brad Moore. Welcome to your first live. It's been quite a time for you, Dr. Brad Moore.
you guys had a horrible relationship. It was extremely abusive and unproductive.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so as her sister, I'm going to stand in the way of that. I'm going to tell you what the problem is. And if you're the problem, I'm going to tell you about it. I'm going to tell you to go fuck off. I'm going to tell you that you need to work on yourself and you need to allow Winnie to get better. But you didn't want to do that. I love her.
So instead, you took and pretended like you liked me to get me away from Winnie.
That wasn't the point. No. It was just flirting. Where are you now?
I just pulled in my house. I got these 2x6s that I
Stole.
got down in the hall in the car. So.
G'day to Kingpin and Pee Wee's Burnt Pizza, Lauren Anderson. And g'day to Kelly Slime Bucket Witch Lady. And Kelly just wants to point out to no one to pee in her bucket. It's for slime purposes only. So if you need to piss, piss on the bathroom floor. G'day, Dolty Kong.
But the point, shit. The point was that there was more than flirting in
G'day, Clay.
my head and with what you were doing. If you knew what you were doing, then you wouldn't have done the stuff that you did.
In your head, you thought that it was more than flirting, and it wasn't.
And you keep telling yourself that, but no, I don't.
I'm telling you that.
You can tell me that all you want. Doesn't mean I'm gonna believe it.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna believe it because of the way you were.
I'm telling you the way that it was.
Hi, babies. Hi, babies. Watch out, honey. Oh my goodness, this is a big yawn. Who wants a biscuit?
Oh, God.
Little girl, you want a biscuit? There you go, big handsome doofy baby. And go, silly pretty little girl. There, rubber belly. There you go. She does that all the time. I go in and give her a biscuit when I get home. And then instead of taking the biscuit, she won't take the biscuit until I rub her belly. It's funny, it's cute. Sorry. I think my dogs are cute.
Yeah, that's something to apologize for. Instead of apologizing for being a fucking asshole, apologize for thinking that your dogs are cute. That makes a lot of sense.
Well, you think I'm so bad to my dogs.
But you are. Like, just because you think they're cute, and I mean, whether or not you would be saying the same stuff when, you know, the person you're trying to fuck is on the phone, not on the phone. I mean, who knows? But even if you give the benefit of the doubt and you speak nicely to them like that, that doesn't mean you're not shit to your dogs. Like, plenty of people that neglect their dogs, you know, would happily say when they're walking past, oh, g'day, g'day, doofy baby. Like, still doesn't mean you don't feed them well, you don't take care of their nails, you don't, take care of their other veterinary needs. Like, he just thinks that if I say this, I look like a good guy. Like, his dogs have just gone from pedo props to, the same thing with adult girls. G'day, Paula's laugh. That's a great name. G'day to Rick and Cat Party and Hardcore Poetry.
I'm supposed to think my dogs are cute.
Did you take Sadie to the
and Sad Face 09 and Medium Syllables.
vet to have her nails clipped?
I did.
When was that?
And that was, I don't know, it's been 3 or 4 months now.
Oh, no, you were supposed to take her more recently than that.
Yeah, well, I haven't gotten around to doing it more recently right now.
Her nails are very long, Lorne. I saw them in that picture when you drew the hearts for Casey. Remember that?
Yeah, I think I took her after that. When you said something then, I think because I had Roy take her. Oh, Roy and Mom.
All right. I certainly hope so, because she can't have nails like that. That's going to hurt her feet.
I know, I gotta get one of them things for dogs that I can do it myself.
Nope.
Well, they've got one out now that's supposed to be gentle on the dog.
You're not doing it to your dogs yourself.
Why?
You don't know how. You don't know how you're going to end up hurting her.
No, because I know you don't cut down to the roots.
Take her, but you're not going to be able to see them exactly. So you
That's
need
why
to take them to a groomer. It's not that expensive.
There's a new machine that they have out that takes it down just so far, so you don't get to the roots.
No, I really think that you need to take her and have it done.
No, I'd like to do it. I'd rather not. I'd rather not do it myself.
Right. Don't do it yourself. Don't spend money on some stupid machine that you think is going to work. Do you think she's going to let you take her foot and put it into a machine? Something that's going to grind her nails?
Yeah, probably not.
Right.
They make it look good on the commercial.
Of course they do. She needs to have her nails clipped more regularly than that, especially with how long they are.
You're so pretty.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wow. Are you saying, oh, Jesus? I just told her she's so pretty.
I'm trying to change the subject.
No, I went in there to her.
I mean, I've seen your feet.
G'day to Octopushy and Slothcat. G'day, mate. Balloon Sage. And g'day to Kit Kat Meow. No, so there is no Monegro tonight, but I've been reliably informed that it will be, back in the near future.
Those things are disgusting.
To say what?
God.
My feet are looking better than what they were.
I wouldn't eat peach cobbler off those things. Holy shit!
I wouldn't want anybody. I wouldn't want anybody to.
So random.
How would anybody want to?
G'day, Donde.
Really disgusting.
What? Why are you saying that something about me is disgusting?
Are we friends now?
I don't know. Are you actually gonna think about giving it a chance down the road?
No.
Why? Because you want to be stubborn?
Because that could be the only reason, That's right up there with these, do you want to marry me or do you want to be a disgusting slut? G'day, the Duchess of Cornwall and Witchert and Duchess. Both Duchesses in the house. Very regal stream tonight.
No, because I'm telling you, I don't want to. I don't want you to just be friends because you think that something is going to happen down the road.
No, because I would actually like to be friends.
Good. I do too.
But I want you to keep your mind open.
Jesus came down and blessed our friendship.
I want you to keep your mind open. I don't want you closing me out to dating. That'd be a dumb thing to do because I think we could have something really good.
Okay, well, I don't know that, so I'm just going to be your friend, and I'm not going to think about the future. And I think that would be a good idea for you, too.
Why have you been so persistent tonight on wanting to be my friend?
Because I'm trying to make things clear with you, and I'm trying to see if that's even possible.
Why do you think I'm so stupid?
Well, track record. Like, history shows you are so stupid. This call has showed you're so stupid. G'day, Cruising Scenes and Taking Beans and Silver Turtle Lady and Rage-Filled Virgin and a Sprinkle Cake. And Dr. Brad Moore says, Cornwall, you sound like you're from the South. Are you from the South? I am from the South, Dr. Brad Moore, and I am minuscule.
And that you're stupid.
No.
Yeah, you have. Many times. There's actually documentation of how stupid you are.
I am
some things I've done have been stupid. Yeah, maybe they have. I'm not the only one in the world that has done stupid things.
No, but again, you're going back to your, I'm going to talk about other people and see how we're all the same. Because other people have done bad things too. So somehow that takes a little bit off of me.
I don't like being attacked. I've been attacked a lot.
Okay. And I'm not attacking you.
I don't like being attacked all the time.
Yeah. And I'm not attacking you.
So I'm just trying to make you understand why I do that. People like to attack other people, but they don't look in. Well, you said it in a text to me one day.
What?
When fucking Jamie Amy said something about you.
Mm-hmm.
We was talking. I told you about what Jamie Amy said, and you said, why does everybody talk about me? Why can't they talk about themselves? Well,
g'day, Sting.
That's what I said. Oh, gee, I wonder how that feels.
Well, that's not the same thing.
I've never been there before.
I'm saying don't talk about me, because that's what all of you people do. You just talk about me and what I'm doing.
What do people do with me?
I don't know. What do they do with you?
And it's not just our small group of friends. There's like thousands of people. Upon thousands of people.
Yeah,
that
I know.
Talk about me.
Right.
There's nothing I can do about it.
No, there isn't.
I've learned to deal with it. It fucking pissed me off and bugged the living fuck out of me when it first happened.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, I realized there's nothing I can do about it. They're going to do whatever they want anyway.
Right.
They're going to keep pointing the finger at me, but then they don't turn around and look in the mirror.
There's a little bit of a difference there. I mean, they're pointing at you for something that's pretty fucking serious. And
yeah, and I'm betting probably 50% of them people that are pointing at me have their own skeletons in their own closets.
Everybody has skeletons in their closet. Everybody does.
Yeah, and I'm saying probably of the same thing that they're pointing at me about.
No, why? Why would you assume that? Because you want to think that there's more people like you.
No, because most people that attack people for a certain thing have
G'day, where's Wildo?
Done that certain thing themselves.
No.
So they attack somebody else that has done it. So it makes
Not
them feel better and look better to the public.
Is that a therapy thing to say? Is that what Allie told you?
I've been told that by therapists.
No, that, look, and certainly there would be cases where, people do, have those same predilections or whatever, and they would, make fun of people about that. But it's a pretty, it's a pretty worldwide thing, pretty whatever, I can't think of the right word right now, but everyone's going to make fun of you if you're a dirty pedo. Okay, maybe some dirty pedos are in that very wide range of people that are going to make fun of you, but it doesn't mean they are. It's just you are the lowest of the low. G'day, Floppy and Fun Bogan and Jinx and where's Wildo? I can't remember if I said hello to you, but if I didn't, have to. And Clementine, I asked, can I please do an honourable celebrity as Mama Gwen impression? I will. I'll start warming up to it, and I'll when you least expect it.
Well, what about Emma? Has she ever told you that?
No, Emma's never told me that.
Okay.
But not every therapist is gonna say that.
Right.
But I've been told that by a couple of therapists.
Yeah, the ones who are trying to make you feel better about yourself and trying to get you to stop crying.
No, okay, now you're trying to say that there's no therapist that is going to say that when you don't know. You can't say things that you don't know.
I'm saying that you are taking something like that and you're trying to make yourself feel better about those who are talking about you.
No, because it's already been proven.
Where is it proven?
At the first chat log that we had.
Yeah.
The part one, where that fucking guy turned himself in.
Okay.
He'd been pointing his finger, and he'd been doing the same fucking thing that he was laughing about from someone else.
Okay. So that's one person.
So I know
how does that become 50% of the people?
That's one person that had the balls enough to get out and say that he actually did it.
Honestly, Lorne, I can probably tell you that most of the people who have made comments on your videos, who have called you names, who've regurgitated your chat log back to you, are doing it because they hate you. They hate what you did.
I hate what I did.
Right, but I'm telling you that that's the reason why they do it. They're fascinated about all of the guys that they've seen on the show. And they think, holy shit, these are the types of people that are around me. People that are around my own kids in my own family. You would never know it by looking at them. But here they are, walking into the house. And it's crazy. Your chat log, Lorne, we've read it, is crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's
yeah. Right. And it's fucked up. And I get that there was a lot of fucked up stuff, for the perverted reasons, all the gross stuff. But even just the possessiveness, like talking to a 13-year-old about having this fantasy of a life together was fucked up.
I know.
Really weird.
Royally fucked up.
Right. There's a lot of people who are going to look at that and they're going to say, wow, he has a YouTube channel. He has videos. I'm going to go say something to him. People who have had real impact of being a victim or knowing a victim and knowing all of the stuff that has happened to those people's lives because of people like you, they're going to take that anger and they're going to push it toward anyone who's available. And you happen to be available.
It's fucked up how that whole thing has grown. I tried getting away from the fucking thing.
Right, but you keep putting yourself out there. And it's concerning that you're so concerned about getting your computer back so that you can go onto social media. And what's going to end up happening is you're going to have someone make some kind of a comment to you that is either flirtatious or maybe can seem like they're a nice person. And all of a sudden, here comes Lorne. Like, this is the one, I'm going to get her to. And you have yourself another catfish.
The big reason why I wanted my computer back was so I can keep an eye on what people are doing.
But
But
why? Like, what can you do? You can't do anything. Like, nothing anyone is doing is illegal. You don't have the resources to do anything about it. So why put yourself through that? Like, it's just crazy. G'day, Lorne's Burn Phone and Tracy Hamill and Goddamn Moth and Dieva Swan. Jennifer Lewis, Christy Malloy, Sean McClure. Hope I didn't miss anyone there.
Eye on it, but what are you going to do then?
Well, like selling things in the store with my face on them without my permission.
Okay, so what did the attorney say about that?
That's something that we can go after, but I have to bring in actual paperwork to them, showing them proof of that, of people doing that.
Right.
So which I don't have a computer, so the only ones that I can rely on are you, Winnie, and Emma. I try to keep my family out of this stuff because I don't want Mom getting stressed out about any of it. So, because she already knows about some of the stuff on there, and I get more concerned about her all the time.
Well, what about your friend that's supposedly helping you? Have them do it.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something, but you have to keep it to you and not tell anybody else.
Okay.
Promise me?
Yeah.
Okay. There is no other friend that does it. Roy is the one that goes over that sits at the computer, or Mom, and I tell him where to go.
Oh, okay.
What to put in. There is no friend that does it.
That is so stupid. And remember, guys, keep that to yourself, okay? That's a secret. That's for our ears only. G'day, Shawshank Subramium and Black Wabbit.
Okay.
I'll let you guys keep believing that, because that way, well, not necessarily you, but I'll let Emma and Winnie believe that because of the stuff that they pulled on me in the past.
Okay.
So that it gives me that little thing, so that if they tell me something that seems a little off to me, then they'll know that I do have somebody back here that can check on it.
Okay, so what exactly is he doing? I don't really understand what he's looking for. I don't get it.
Who's looking for?
Roy.
Roy's not looking for anything. Roy, I can stand behind the computer and look at it all I want to.
Mm-hmm.
I can't physically be on the computer.
Right.
I can't physically be on the internet.
Okay.
Myself.
Right.
I can't be sitting in chair. I can't be sitting in front of it.
Yeah.
And operating it. But I can stand behind anybody that's sitting in the chair and operating it.
Okay.
So I tell Roy where to go, or Mom where to go, and
no, you can't. Like, that is still being on there. Like, the issue is you having internet access because they're concerned you'll try to molest more children. Like, they don't know that, your fucking mother or fucking Roy won't assist you in trying to molest children. Like, and you know that you're not allowed to do it, because if you thought that you were allowed to do it, you wouldn't have said to Debbie, hey, don't tell anyone else this. Like, if it's not illegal for you to do it, it's not a secret. G'day, Bullrush, and Egbert.
so that I can look at what I want to look at.
Okay.
That's where I get my information.
G'day, Cat G.
I don't do it that often because why do I want to keep bugging them to do that? I mean, you guys pretty much tell me everything I need to know, and I trust you guys. Well, you I trust more than anybody, because you've never been part of what Winnie and Emma did.
Right.
But now I've gotten to trust Winnie and Emma more, and it's just, and I don't want to tell Winnie and Emma anything about this.
Okay.
But Emma, I still feel off sometimes about Emma, because it sounds like sometimes she'll say some things that just seem really off.
Okay.
It doesn't really feel right. So that's why I don't trust Emma all the way when she says some stuff.
Okay.
Does that make more sense to you now?
Yeah, I guess. It's interesting that Roy's looking at it.
Well, Roy's not really looking at it. He's actually on his iPad talking to some girl that, I don't know, that he thinks is real.
Oh, really?
Many girls that he thinks is real.
That must be so crazy to be talking to a girl you think is real.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. And it sucks. And I was trying to get away from that. And there was Winnie posing as...
What is that clapping? I've been able to figure out if that is Lorne or if Tiffany's doing that, but I do want to know.
Casey, I kept believing there's a possibility, even though some things really seemed off. I was like, well, Emma would tell me the difference. And, not realizing that Emma really knew that it wasn't Casey, even though she said she never really saw what Casey looked like. I knew she did. And there's no way you can mistake. I mean, they don't look anything alike.
Right.
And I knew Emma knew that. Okay. And then when Emma went to this concert, they sent me a picture of all of them together. It was supposed to be Winnie when she was posing as Casey, and they photoshopped Casey's face onto. I don't know if they. Emma said they photoshopped Casey's face onto Winnie's body. I don't know if that.
Lord, it's crazy, isn't it? So why are you still fucking talking to them, you half-wit? G'day, weren't my false, and Lorne's mum's camel toe. And Clementine, you might be right. Maybe it is Kennedy. Hey guys. Maybe Kennedy was on this call. G'day, the Lorne Files.
That was true or not, or
although if Kennedy was on this call, you would hear a lot more microphone issues and unwrapping of lollies, and probably price checking aisle too, because she's doing the fucking shopping while Law's being trolled.
It was actually just.
And g'day, notorious B writer.
Casey there, but what they did is Photoshop Emma being in the picture. See what I'm saying?
All right, yeah, I guess. Kind of crazy. That's a wild story.
Hey guys.
Wow, that seems like a wow. Now, what did you know about that before?
I really didn't know anything. I pretty much did my own thing. Even when I was out in California, I was doing the same kind of stuff. I was working. Winnie's running around doing whatever. I mean, I didn't really pay that much attention to the stuff that she would tell me. A lot of the time, she would tell me some crazy shit, and I would just say, okay, cool. Don't shit in the tub. That kind of stuff.
When did you start getting on the computer?
I've always been on the computer.
Weird thing to ask
having
an adult.
internet access and things like that. I mean, it's a huge part of life. You know, when you go to work, a lot of stuff is on the computer, and managing things at home, like shopping or Facebook, whatever. It's all on there.
Okay, but I'm talking about Tiffany and Clubber time. When did you start that?
I don't know. I don't really remember exactly. But
You
Derek's
must have
been up
some
to
idea.
it for... No, I don't.
Derek's been up to it for years.
Yeah, he has.
I remember seeing Derek on it years ago.
Yeah. He's one of those people that is fascinated with the show. Can't fucking believe that there are guys who are so stupid to fall for it and actually show up. So it's one of his hobbies. He makes videos and he talked to other people about it too.
What does that do for him?
I don't know. I guess he gets his jollies.
What does it do for you?
Oh, Lord.
When you was on it?
Well, I think it's interesting. I'm not really involved in the internet world, like really deep into social media and going crazy with it. I don't post all the time and stuff. I don't have my own channel, but there's a lot of people that do, and Derek's one of them.
I guess I'm just trying to understand what kind of thrill people get off somebody else's mishaps and misfortunes and mistakes.
We've talked about it before.
But this isn't mishaps. Like, this is your repeated attempts to try to molest children. Like, this is you being a pedophile. Like, this... And then all the stuff that's come after it, all the constant... this isn't a mishap, Lorne. This isn't something that happened to you. This isn't like a mistake. Like, this isn't like, you telling someone you tried to molest a kid and they're like, oh, don't worry about it, man. I'm a week behind on my rent at the moment. Like, it's all good. Like, it's not a fucking mishap. G'day, bunny.
I mean, this wasn't a mishap or a misfortune or a mistake. They're looking at something that was really deliberate, that wasn't intended to be found out, and it was found out. And I'm like, busted.
I know. That was fucked up time in my life. Very fucked up time.
But, I mean, it had been going on for a couple of years.
I know. It was fucked up time in my life. Because before those couple of years, I'd never even thought of doing anything like that.
Well, I mean, that's irrelevant at this point. It really is. I mean, because honestly, before it turned out that, when we would talk about the Kayla situation, it was kind of presented like this was a one-time thing.
And even if it was, like, that doesn't change anything. Like, this isn't like a, you get the first one free, or, we'll let you off with a warning or something. Like, this is serious shit. Like, it's not like, you go and you murder someone and then you're like, oh, but I never thought about murdering someone before this. And they're like, oh, well, okay, but don't think about it again and you're fine. But even that, like, we know that's bullshit. We know he's been thinking about this and trying to do this for years. Like, even I would hazard a guess back to his nieces. So that's bullshit. But even if this was the first time it entered your head and that, it doesn't change a thing. It doesn't change anything.
I was messed up at the time. And then it comes out that there's other stuff with real people that's exactly the same as what we saw with Kayla. And that happened years before. So, there was a huge, huge problem happening. And it's my own personal feeling that it happened more than the couple of people that you talked about.
Listen.
Lorne, stuff was happening.
You
know that it was.
I want you to listen to me.
Okay.
There was no more than what I've told you.
Okay.
There's nothing else I can say to get you to believe that. But I'm telling you all straight, there was no more than what I've told you. So what you know is everything.
Okay.
So I've got to press telling you because it's like the drinking thing. Emma tried pressing me that I was drinking last night. Yeah, I was drinking. I was drinking coffee.
Well, Lorne.
I got mad about it because she's trying to tell me that I was drinking when I weren't drinking.
Well, you have to understand.
You did the same thing today, and I was like, what?
You have to understand, Lauren, you have to understand where that comes from. That comes from every other time that you've lied about it. And that's exactly what you say. Coffee, I'm drinking coffee. As if you're so offended that anyone would ask if you were drinking. And then all of a sudden, it comes out that you were. And everyone has to say, okay, well, of course he was drinking. We knew it.
Yeah, but I also told you that I'm not going to lie to you anymore.
Good. I'm glad that you're not going to lie. The thing with that, and for having trust and believing what you're saying, is there has to be a pattern there. And it has to go on for a certain amount of time.
I know. It used to be the reverse with me.
I don't care. Used to be.
Well, I care it used to be because that's what I want to be again.
Okay, but you're going backwards like 30 years, Lorne, and saying, well, I used to not do that. I used to be a good person. You know? I mean, come on.
Well, man. I do that because I go in my own head and I try to figure out where the hell I started doing it at and why I started doing it. And it all comes back to the same place. When I came home from Washington State and I started being around Tony and Paul and all the partying crap.
Okay. So when was that? That was what, 2002?
But how does that have anything like? You did it because you are attracted to children, and you will do it again if you get the chance because you've done nothing to work on that fact. How does partying have anything to do with this?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're almost 20 years from that.
I know.
You know, I mean,
up.
that's what I mean. If you are in the mindset where you're saying, I want to figure this out, I want to figure out where I started going wrong and how it happened, that's fine. But when that stops you and you stall yourself and you say, well, I need to figure out where I went wrong, and that's kind of your backfall because ultimately you can't figure it out. So in another 20 years, you're going to be asking yourself the same questions, getting the same responses. You haven't budged. You're the same asshole. There's just going to be a different group of people that you're being an asshole to.
Sucks being an asshole, too. I hated it.
Okay, well, stop being one.
Well, I'm not trying to be one.
But you were one today, is what the point is.
Yeah, because my feelings are involved. And
okay, but don't say I don't want to be an asshole, and then, but my feelings were involved, so it's okay to be one.
Well, I've been played with so much that it's taken a toll on me, and I get really defensive. And
well, get defensive. Do whatever, Lorne, because the fact of the matter is that at some point people are going to go away. Emma's going to get tired of your shit and she's going to walk. Dan's going to get tired of it and he's going to skip away. I'm going to get tired of it and I'm going to walk too. And so is Winnie.
Yeah, but all the bad shit came from my drinking.
Oh.
That definitely didn't help anything.
No, that hurt things.
But you weren't drinking today, right? And you were still an asshole to me, holding me to be a girlfriend when I'm not, acting as if I'm cheating on you when I'm not.
I was acting hurt. I'm not going to say I'm not. I'm not going to say I'm still not hurt. I am hurt.
Go ahead and be hurt, but don't be an asshole to me. All you're doing is you're giving yourself justifications to be that way. Just like when you made justifications that your family didn't make you mac and cheese, you didn't get that kind of stuff when you poured your money into helping them out.
Well, thankfully those days are over.
Okay, good. Well, keep having other days like that. Don't be a fucking prick. Be an adult. Actually be one. And don't say, I'm her, and go on your fucking dates, going out with cocksuckers. Fuck you, Lorne. Seriously, fuck you. Fuck you.
How can you laugh at this? I don't get it. G'day CC and Dan's Jeans. Haven't seen you around for a while, Dan's Jeans. Good to see you. And someone before, Egbert asked about Law's URSO photo. I mean, he obviously looks fucking terrible. Like the shit under his eyes, like it looks like he has been punched in both eyes, which maybe he has. But I think that's just the way they are now. But what I noticed, like, it looks like he's wearing the exact same shirt from either last year's photo or the one before. I lose track of which year it is, but I'm sure it is the exact same shirt, just more faded now. So, if you've got nothing to do and are incredibly bored, go and look at the old photos and let me know if you think it's the same shirt. He certainly doesn't look like an honorable celebrity.
I was her because you fucking told me 2 nights in a row
G'day, Peter O'Keefe.
that you're gonna call me.
Big deal. Big fucking deal. Go and do something else.
Because it was a big deal to me because I think highly of you, and
Oh God.
when you tell me something that it's usually in stone. I take it
Okay,
in
but I
stone,
didn't
so.
have a chance to call you, so you know what? Get over it.
You don't do everything perfectly. Don't think that you do. I know
What do
that you think that you do everything perfectly, and you don't.
Who the fuck cares? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you.
What are you talking about?
But you always think that you do everything perfectly, and you don't.
What are you talking about? Don't just repeat yourself. Tell me what you're talking about.
Like last night. Waiting till
What about
10:30.
last night?
Tell me.
Oh,
Waiting till
okay.
10:30.
Well,
Me.
you know what? What time would have been good to tell you? What time? Huh? What? Maybe at 9 o'clock, maybe 7. Would that have been better? Would you have been, I don't know, maybe normal at that time? Would you say, okay, cool, we'll have a good time?
I wouldn't have told you had a good time.
Yeah.
I would not have told
I
you
know,
to have
because
a good
you're
time.
a prick.
I know. It'll bite me.
No, like I said, I don't want to be infected with something disgusting.
Don't go there. You don't want me to get multi and say shit. Don't go there.
Well, I don't. So don't say
you
shit
wouldn't
like
get
bite
infected with
me.
me anyway. You wouldn't
I
get
don't want
infected
to.
with me
No,
anyway.
I'm gonna throw up.
G'day, podiatry of Sebring, Florida, and Slash, and NCA 87.
Excuse me.
Excuse
Anyway.
me.
I'm gonna throw up. You said really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Get real.
Really?
Get real.
Oh,
I am real.
really?
You're the one that needs to get real.
I'm real. I'm standing right here. Come on up and see me.
So
tell I'm real.
When are you going to talk to Maria?
I don't know. She hasn't called me back yet. I called her the day before yesterday. She hasn't called me back yet. So I don't know if she's just avoiding me or what. But I mean, maybe this had to happen so I could get things more straightened out in my head.
Maybe what had to happen?
Maybe me getting suspended from class had to happen so I get things more straightened out in my head. Well, they don't want to put me in jail because they know I have a lot to lose and that that I do good with working and putting into
That's
the
about
society.
It, right?
Huh? What do you mean that's about it?
Well, you go to work and
yeah. I go to work and I've been donating water to the homeless shelter. I go over and help Mom. I help Aunt Sharon.
Yeah, but the other stuff
me.
that they told you to do, you don't do.
I'm going to AA. What other stuff?
The drinking.
I mean, the drinking is the only thing.
But it's not the only thing. But that's the point. It's part of your rules of your probation. Like probation rules aren't score 80% or higher to pass. You've got to follow all the rules. It's not like, oh, okay, you've broken this, you've broken that, but you are doing these things, so that's fine. I don't understand how you don't get this, and I also don't understand how you went so long without going back to jail. I don't want to be I obviously don't have the full story, but I don't think that is a great reflection on main probation. G'day, Brian Kane, and I died by myself, and honest. I'm just being honest.
So when the
drinking, and they don't want me to have anything to do with anybody that I met from the internet, like Emma, you, Winnie, Dan. And I'm telling them no, they're not going to pick who I can have for friends. They're so concerned about me having you and Emma and Dan. Well, they're not so concerned about you. I told
Why?
Bryce, I told him how much you would help me, and I told him that you're the only one that I've opened up to, like I've opened up ever. But
And that's a big fucking problem because you're meant to be opening up to your rape class and to, your counselor or whatever they give you. Like, that's what they are there for because they are to help you work through your problems, not some unidentified person, on the phone. Like, you have to talk to them. That is why you can't get out of the class.
Emma was a big one at first because.
And once again, all this crap about, they don't want to send me back to prison because they know I'm doing good. They don't give a fuck about you. Like, they don't care if you've got lots to lose. You don't have lots to lose. You have very little to lose. But that doesn't mean anything to them. The only reason they're there is to protect other people. Not to protect you, not to care for you, not to make sure little Lorne's doing okay. Like, if you are doing okay, I'm sure, like, that's a decent byproduct. But the main goal is to keep you safe because you're a scary fucking predator. Sorry, not keep you safe. Keep the community safe.
When Mitchell was my probation officer before, Mitchell would go on the internet and he'd find things out that Emma was doing.
Okay. Is he going to be your officer now?
Then he'd bring it back and show me. Well, that's what the guy from the polygrapher told me. And he told me that Maria told him. So I don't know. Maybe that's why Maria hasn't contacted me.
When were you supposed to see her again?
Hold on. I got to put this on mute. I got to blow my nose.
All right.
In.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Did you use the tissue, or did you just blow snot rockets all over the room?
Oh, I just lifted up my T-shirt and blew my nose all over my T-shirt.
I believe that.
That's good enough.
Okay, so Mitchell may not be back.
I think he is because the polygrapher told me that Maria told him. So if Maria told him, Maria's going to be the first one to know. Well, Bryce would be the first one to know. Then he'd tell Maria. And I guess Maria must have told the polygrapher, and the polygrapher told me.
Okay, so when would you normally be meeting with her?
There is no normal.
Okay.
It's whenever she tells me to come down, or that's usually about it, or whenever she shows up here. Then she always calls me before she shows up here to make sure I'm home. She knows I work a lot of hours.
Well, I'm just curious what they could be doing, because it seems like any of this stuff would have to be in writing. Well,
that's what I would think too, but I haven't signed anything. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're not going to suspend me from class for long. I don't know. Like, I don't know anything until they tell me.
Did they give you a paper when you were taken out of that first class?
Nope. Well, they gave me. Well, it's like every 3 months, I think it is. I have to sign a paper with Dwayne for being in this class. I can't remember signing any paper when I get out of the first class.
Yeah, I highly doubt you can get a piece of paper to sign off on. G'day to Mr. C and Cam Fogel, and well.
Okay, so every 3 months you have to sign a paper. What does the paper say?
I don't know. I can't remember now. I read it once. I read it the first time, then I haven't read it since then because I knew I was signing the same thing. I think it's just something that saying that I have to take this class.
Okay.
Because of probation.
Do you think that you being removed from that first class had anything to do with them thinking that it wasn't effective? Maybe they felt you had to go somewhere else to get your treatment?
No, Maria told me I was straight. They just got a different provider. I'm like, it pissed me off at first quite badly because I don't work with guys as well as I do with females. Jean knew that too. And she asked me if I was going to be all right. I told her, what choice do I have?
Absolutely, Lorne. Like, you've actually stumbled across the answer in your fucking rambling. What choice do you have? You don't have any choice because you lost a lot of rights when you got caught trying to fuck a kid. Like that's the way it goes. And this whole I don't work well with guys. So it's not so much you don't work well with guys. You don't work well with anyone. But if if you have to work with someone, you want it to be a female so that you can try to fuck them. Like God knows why you think your counselor that is working with you because you've been in prison for trying to fuck kids would want to fuck you, but somehow you've convinced yourself of that fact. But that's all besides the point because you have to work with whoever they give you to work with.
Well, it has to be something more than that for a reason. They got a new provider to assign you to, but that doesn't mean that all of probation changed providers because everyone who was in the class with you would have had to move too.
Well, I don't know. He was in the class in Waterville. Didn't go to the same class that I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
I think because he was in the same class, but he got moved to the one in Bangor. But he got moved a long time before I did.
Okay.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't talk a lot. I don't talk a lot. Well, especially in this class, because the guy doesn't give you a chance to talk.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty sad, really, compared to the other class, the one that I was in with Gene. But I don't talk a lot. I stay quiet and I listen to what other people say, and I don't say much about what I'm going through because what I'm going through is just normal everyday stuff, and I don't have thoughts like they have, like the other people have.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's really not much for me to say. So I know they have a problem with me not opening up, but there's nothing for me to open up about in my life that I have now. It's stuff that I've opened up to you about that I think they want me to open up about. And
yeah, but Lorne, what they want you to open up is about your issues with your attraction to kids and your crimes of the past, so you can work on that to try to be safer. Like they're not wanting you just to open up. I mean, I'm sure that's also the place to talk about any struggles you have along with that and all this kind of stuff. But like claiming that, well, I don't have anything to talk about now like the others do. Well, hopefully neither would they, because I'm sure they're not sitting there and they're going, oh, raped a kid the other day. Like it's about your past. Like I think you've broken my brain. Well done. G'day, Bitter Almonds, Sun and Shield, Greg, Dream, Stefan Moore. Welcome to you all.
Well, now they're gonna know everything about my past, but they don't know anything about now because there's nothing now. Now it's just everyday stuff that the normal person thinks and does.
Well, I think that you can talk about the stuff that is in your past and the reason why you're there.
Oh yeah, but that I have to do that in my assignments.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to write it all down and read it all.
So I've got to do it once. I wouldn't want to waste my valuable time by repeating myself.
But it's not like I was better off in Gene's class.
Okay, but you're not in Gene's class. There's a reason why you were moved. And you were there for 4.5 years. But the thing is, and I'm just going by the assignment that you showed me, where you didn't answer the question at all. It had nothing to do with you being an offender and what you needed in order to not offend again. That was the question. You talked about the internet and how there's some people on there that might see one thing, but then they're really wanting you for money or whatever. It turned into this really weird rant.
Yeah, but okay, let me try to make this clear on what my answer was, because I know what it was that made my head go scatterbrain, and it was what I allowed everybody to do. So what I actually need to not offend again is to not allow people to do that same stuff to me again, to not allow people to use me, and to not put myself in that same position I was in. Does that make
Well,
sense?
this is why you're in the class, Lorne. Because no, that doesn't make sense.
Absolutely doesn't make sense. So let's have a brief pause from this nonsense and watch a little Destination Fucked.
Here's a fella that desperately wants freedom. There's one way to get it, and it's through this gate. He could take his shoes off and roll his jeans up, but he decides to be fancy and buggers it. Destination Fucked is like the devil. It wears many disguises. Who would have thought a gate and a puddle could be so evil? The industrial world and Destination Effed are very well acquainted. This bloke is gonna get run over by a bulldozer! Shit! Is this a video from the dark web? What am I watching? No, I tell you what, he's okay. Thankfully we can put this one in the Destination Lucky Bastard category. He's yelling to his mates, "Did you see that? I nearly died. Let's take the day off and go to the pub." Oh yeah, there's a toddler with a baseball bat in a confined area. There's no reality where this ends well. Dad pitches, a swing and a miss. Maybe the toddler will show restraint. Maybe this is an exercise in being accurate and gentle. Okay, yeah, nah, it's definitely not that type of exercise. There's videos where you know from the outset Destination Fucked is looming. It's like Thanos, it is inevitable. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Meanwhile, this bloke is preparing for the Olympics. He's been watching Caitlin Ohashi videos. Flippy 1, 2, wham! Bam! Thank you, ma'am. How many flips was he trying to do? I'm fascinated by someone's intent before an accident occurs. A 5-star resort, a blue sky, crashing waves. For many of you, that sounds lovely and romantic. For me, it's a textbook definition of Destination Fucked. And these two have learnt the hard way. Oh, look at that. They're fighting back against Destination Effed using love. Sickening. That will never work. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it, and combo breaker! Combo breaker! Here's a trendy office. The managers have installed a slide for the employees. Everyone's too busy to use it, so it's a waste of money. Oh, look out, one dickhead has time. He balls it up beautifully. I like to imagine he doesn't even work there. He's a stay-at-home dad. He was dropping lunch off to the wife, and he's also managed to multitask and embarrass the shit out of her. Here comes a big entrance from a workmate you're always excited to see. Ha! Oh, yeah, nah. Send him home early. Concussions do not result in greater productivity. Okay, this could catch on. It could become as big as the Dolly Parton challenge. Nah, fuck that. Don't do it. This is another one of those videos where you can sense Destination Fucked from the outset. It's a slow burn, like a Tarantino movie, but you know an action-packed ending is guaranteed. Come on, let's end on a Destination Safe video. You can do it. Nah, he fucked it. Thank goodness he was wearing a hard hat. Honestly, I like his attitude. He doesn't let Destination Fucked get him down. Straight back to work.
Very good. Always very good. Cool. All right. Now, from something very good, let's get back to Lorne.
I know you're looking for a completely different answer from me for that has to do with kids. And that
Here's
has to
the
do
thing.
with sexual.
Looking for a truthful answer, Lorne. A truthful answer.
Well,
It's not about me looking for an answer. I don't care what the answer is. But the point is, you're looking at it from the perspective of what happened in Nashville. But that is not when you became a sex offender. That's when you became known.
it goes all the way before that to when I realized what people were doing, but I didn't do anything about it. And I just turned to somewhere where somebody wasn't going to use me. Then when I was down in Nashville, I was all fucked up. Why was it different? I don't know.
Well, because you're saying, well, I was all fucked up then. So what about before, when it was happening?
Well, I try to figure out why I went younger than I did.
Well, I
try to figure out why I did that.
I think
I had a
that
hard time figuring that out.
it was because she just happened to be that age. I think that if Kayla was 14 or 15, it would have been the same conversation. It wouldn't have mattered.
You're probably right. Wouldn't have mattered. Sucks so much to have to fucking think about this shit and figure it all out because it blows my mind that I ever put myself in this position. That's why reading that chat log was so fucking hard for me to read that.
Because why?
Fucking thing.
Why do you hate it?
Because it hurts me to know that I'm the one that said that stuff.
It may have been a little bit different when you were talking to, but it was the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, and g'day, Turd Ferguson, I guess.
That's the thing that you have to think about, and you have to process, and you have to put that kind of stuff in your answer. Can't dodge it, because ultimately what you're saying is to keep from molesting children. It's going to depend on other people to not use you.
I know, and that's not what I wanted. That's not the way I wanted to say. Just because it's not. I know it's not. I can't say it's those other people's faults. I mean, it's their fault for wanting to use someone else.
No.
But it's not.
Completely unrelated. No, not related. Should they have used you if they did? No. Completely unrelated. Because A, that's not an excuse. Like there is no correlation to be, someone taking advantage of you for money or something and then trying to fuck a kid. Like, maybe if you've been fucked over, that makes you, a little bit more wary of people. Maybe it makes you act like a bit of an asshole. So, some actions that could come from that, or some changes to your behaviour that could come from that. It's also not excusable, but you could, there is a correlation. Would, be maybe trying to take money from someone else? Maybe giving a little less shit about everyone and, just kind of being a bit more an asshole to people. Maybe that kind of thing. But in no way does that correlate to a sexual attraction to children. It just doesn't.
Their fault that I allowed it. It's my fault that I allowed it.
G'day, Joe Paris.
Yes. It's not their fault that you then turn that around and put your focus onto these young girls.
No, it's all my fault that I did that.
Right.
It's been hard to come to terms with it.
Yeah. But I feel like you haven't even come to terms.
Oh, I've come to terms with it.
I think I've
definitely come to terms with it that I have. Reading that fucking chat log, it's hard for me to think that I'm the one that fucking said that shit. But I mean, it's all right there, and that's why it's so hard for me to read them. Oh, fuck. It's hard for me to read them things. I'm saying penis and vagina and all that fucking crap.
Yeah, it's disgusting. But even beyond that, like I mentioned before, it's not just that, because that is enough. You're right. But it's all the other stuff too, about wanting this little girl to be a woman for you.
I know. No.
And that's the thing that was happening with too. You wanted her to be a woman for you. And there's a lot there, I feel like, that we haven't talked about. I really do, because especially the story of you going there, I think that there's a lot of missing pieces.
Uh-huh. G'day, Stacey Steele and Matt Ryan.
Well, there was a lot of feelings between me and...
There was feelings with you.
Because, I know there was feelings with too.
Well, she was a child, Lorne.
I know, but children have feelings. They do fall in love with people.
No, they don't.
Fucking hell.
You never fell in love with anyone when you were in high school?
She is not someone, first of all.
They have no idea how to process those feelings at that age. That's why there's laws against it. Like, it's not, like, those laws aren't just to fuck with Lorne. Like, they're there to protect the children because they can't process that kind of thing. They're not capable of, considering the consequences for this kind of thing. G'day, love, and polynomial purebred.
No. And then the other thing is that she
and online lobster.
was a freshman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my brother and sister-in-law were freshmen when actually sophomores when they started dating.
Okay, good.
They were both fucking sophomores, dickhead. G'day, Michael Amend.
For them. But their
And they're still together
relationship
today.
changed when they became adults.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I understand that.
No, you
I understand that. It's just I'm not going to say
it is, like, all jokes aside, it is legitimately terrifying that after all these years, after 5 years of jail, after all these different people talking to him, after all these years of his sex offender class, the therapist and all that kind of stuff, he can still say without a hint of irony that children have feelings too, like straight out of the fucking Nambler handbook. Like that is fucked. Like, if anyone in charge of Lorne hears him say that at any point, like that should be proof that he can never be off probation. He really should never be out of jail.
that somebody that age doesn't fall in love with someone, because they do it because it's feelings that get involved. Even though I know that their brain is different.
Their brain is different. It is not developed yet. They don't understand. That is why there is a law.
That's what I was trying to say.
Called statutory rape, because a child does not have that understanding. They are not able to make those decisions, even if they say yes. That yes means nothing.
I know. What you said, that's what I was trying to say.
Do you think that if you asked her today what she thinks of you, she's going to say, "Oh, Lorne, I loved him"?
I don't know what she'd say today. Everybody's different. I know when I was that age, I lust over women, or over girls my age.
G'day, Ruby Roo.
Right.
Yeah, girls your age, Lorne. G'day, Fingerblade Entertainment.
Girls your age. You didn't have someone in their 30s going after you.
Well, even a year older than me was stretching it.
So you're talking about kids that are around
part
your
of
age.
this is part of what I'm saying is things that I have to figure out. So why the hell did I wind up thinking that it was all right when I knew it wasn't? Because even when I was 16, I didn't want to date the 15-year-old.
Okay.
What I had always pictured was my brother and his wife getting married at 18, and I always pictured that. Then I turned 18, and it's like, well, hell, I don't want to get married. I'm not ready to get married yet. I'm 18 years old. So why the hell would I want to get married now?
Right. Okay.
When I turned 19, I went out with a 29-year-old.
So what is the point here?
I never thought I'd do that. The point is,
this has nothing to do with anything.
Well, throughout the span of years, my thinking changed a lot from when I was younger to as I got older. So why I would think that it would actually, I'm trying to fucking say exactly what you just said. It's impossible for a 16-year-old to fall in love. I'm just going through the motions of what my thinking was, so I can make myself realize that that's true. It's impossible for a 15 or 16-year-old to fall in love. Do you understand what I'm doing now?
I don't know. I mean, we've talked about a lot of this stuff before.
Like, amazing how condescending he is here. Like, do you understand this? Like, do I need to say it a bit slower for you, Debbie? Like, fucking hell.
I was using myself as an example and talking about my teenage years and going into adult years.
Okay.
And I was using that as an example of how I felt, because I was going back and thinking of how I felt back then. And then as my thinking got changed as I got older, I was justifying what you said. It's impossible for a 16-year-old to fall in love.
Right. Or when they're 13, 14, 15. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just I had to go through thinking of my own years before I realized what you said was true.
Okay. All right. So you know
now. Fuck.
That
Now you understand, right?
there were no feelings on her side. They
Yeah.
weren't the same as yours.
No, they weren't the same as mine at all.
Right.
That never should have happened.
Right. It never should have happened.
So now it's on your mind.
I'm just thinking about a lot of stuff. I have a ton of questions because, like I said, I feel like when you went and traveled to go and see her, I feel like there's more there that you're not wanting to necessarily admit to because it's going to be difficult.
To admit to, or
Yeah.
or to talk about?
Well, talk about admitting. I mean, because essentially...
Admitting what?
Well, I mean, when you say things like, I was going there to see her, even though you're both seeing each other on camera anyway, so you weren't going to get anything extra out of it in talking or anything like that. And then there was no plan of going somewhere else when the first location didn't work. I feel like you were really nervous and you were probably thinking, if something were to go wrong here, if she tells me, oh yeah, actually, let's go to this McDonald's, and then To Catch a Predator happens there. Do you know what I mean?
You want to know exactly what I was thinking? From the time I left the house to going there, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, I want to know what the plan was to really understand it and to really be able to put it together so that something makes sense.
Okay. That night, I wasn't going to go, but I sat down at the computer and I started talking to her. And all I had what I had in my head was that I promised her that I was going to go.
So let's just reflect on that day. That this is the day that he definitely wasn't going to go. We've got all the planning the night before. We've got yelling at her the night before because she had the audacity to paint her nails because she needs to go to bed because they don't want to be tired or her getting sick because I guess it'd make him a little bit harder for him to fuck her if she was sick. I mean, I'm sure he still would, but he's got to think ahead on those things. It then involves the countdown, before he leaves to work, saying, talk to you and the plan about, hey, when I get home from work, you're going to call me, all this kind of stuff. It involves immediately getting through the door to call her and then, leading right up to fucking talking to her in the shower, saying how excited he is and making sure that, they've got the plans down right as to whether or not she'll be wearing panties and that kind of thing. So he definitely wasn't going to go there. Somewhere, I know it seems like that, but somewhere amongst all of that was he 100% wasn't going to go there.
I hadn't brought
G'day, Eureka's mum.
Bought a bracelet yet or condoms or anything.
I was talking about when you were in Maine.
Oh, when I was in Maine.
Yeah.
But to go down to Nashville? I didn't meet her until I got down to Nashville.
No.
What are you talking about?
When you went with Tony on your little trip.
Oh, when I went with Tony on my little trip. Well,
he gets it now. You're talking about the other kid he tried to rape. You need to be clearer, Debbie.
I already told you that, and there's no more to the story than that. We wasn't gonna talk to each other or anything like that. We were just gonna go to the same fair or whatever it was that was going on, just so we could see each other. Not actually talk, but just see each other. And that was it.
But that doesn't make sense.
So at the time, it made sense to us because we just wanted to see each other in person versus over cam.
But why?
Just to know that the other one was actually real, even though.
Why wouldn't she be real if she's in a camera in front of you? And why wouldn't you be real if you're in front of a camera with her?
I guess just after seeing each other over cam so long, we wanted to see each other in person.
But if you can't talk to each other, what is the point?
I don't know. We had it at the time, but I don't remember what it was.
No, you say we. I want to know what your point was. Because I can't
My point was
to
just
her.
to be able to see her in person.
But why? You want to see her body better? You wanted to what?
Just to see her in person. Yeah, and I guess to see her body better, to see her face better, to see her be moving around better.
But okay, like I mean, obviously this is bullshit. I mean, obviously his intentions weren't just to go and look at her from a distance. But even that, even if you want to take it on face value, so say like you're going to go, okay, Lorne, anything you tell me, I'm going to believe is the truth. So even that doesn't make sense. So your intention to go was so you could look at each other from a distance, so you could see her body better, see her face better. You would have been to not be seen and for not be suspicious. You would have been at a huge distance from each other. You would have been seeing her face better on the fucking webcam. So even trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, it's bullshit.
I guess that must have been the reason.
So were you just gonna lock eyes or something?
Yeah.
And stare at each other? That's fucking weird.
Well, that's what we had in mind at the time.
No, not we. You.
What I'm saying is when her and I talked, that's all that we were going to do. We was not going to talk to each other. We was not going to go up to each other and say anything. We were just going to see each other.
Did you spell out the rules to her to make sure she understood? Because it was really important that no one knew because you could get in trouble.
That was actually what her and I both agreed on. Part of it was her saying it. It wasn't just me.
G'day, Scott, and bend over.
I weren't the only one that was saying it. Because she didn't want her friends seeing me. She didn't want to have to answer questions to her friends.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess.
Next question.
Next question.
So why didn't you go somewhere else and do the same thing?
Because I had a job to do.
But you were there already.
Yeah, but I couldn't wait another day to do that.
You didn't have to.
I mean, this part does check out because Lorne is fastidious about, you know, his work and not missing a day and not being late. You know, he would never say something like things are going to be much better now he's quit his job or anything like that. Like, so I do believe that bit. So I don't know, you know, if one part checks out, does the other make sense too? That's a question, you know, we'll all have to ask ourselves.
Go to that place. Why didn't you go somewhere else?
I don't know. I never gave it any thought at the time.
Maybe it's because she didn't realize you were coming because you're a creepy fucking stalker.
But what do you think right now about that?
If it was back then and I would have thought about it back then, then maybe yeah, might have mentioned going to another place to meet or to see each other. But I didn't think about it back then. But right now, what do I think about it? I wouldn't do it now.
You wouldn't do what now?
I wouldn't meet anybody underage.
Well, I should hope not, and I should hope you wouldn't be talking to them either.
No, well, I try to steer myself away from them, so I don't even go near them.
That's good.
Well, it sucks in a way because...
No, it doesn't suck it away. You fucking RSO.
I'd like to be able to do things for...
Hey, g'day, Kimberly.
You know, like St. Jude's and
St.
kids
Jude's.
with cancer and stuff like that.
Well, what
So
were
it
you
kinda
planning
sucks
on
in a
doing
way.
to them? I mean, send them
What do you
your
mean,
money.
to them?
Well, what is it that it sucks? I don't understand.
Lorne
Why
picked up
can't
on
you
that
send
one.
them money?
Well, I can send them money. It's just,
Okay.
I like being able to do things for kids. Well, like when I was in the Air Force, I was coach of a mini-mite basketball team.
Well, you can't do
Okay.
that now.
Which was just was it like, I can't remember what the age range was, but the oldest one I think was like 8 years old.
Okay. So
You know, I just
why
like
can't you
doing things like that for
you donate money and
kids.
stuff?
I can donate money.
Okay, great. So then do that. What else were you planning on doing? You want to be a coach?
Well, I don't now because you got to steer them to stay away from it now.
Right, but I'm asking you, what are you wanting to do that you're missing out on?
Just being able to do stuff for youth to help them out.
Okay, but
well,
like
it's
what?
It's like foster kids. Stop getting
Lorne,
frustrated.
you cannot foster children. Like, don't even say it. I mean, you obviously can't foster children. This shouldn't even be in your head anymore. But I mean, even if you weren't a pedo, like, you can barely take care of yourself. How are you going to take care of a foster kid? G'day, Pine Barren Patriot.
Just fucking spit it out. You know what I mean?
Well, how do you want me to spit out what I don't know exactly what's in my head yet?
Answer the fucking question.
Well, relax.
Fucking hell.
I don't need to hear fucking 30 years ago I had coached a basketball team.
Holy Christ.
Donate your money if that's what you want to do.
It's like I look at these kids that are in foster care.
Lord, stop it.
And the hard time that they have dealing with life because they don't have somebody there to do things with. There's stuff like that that
So Lorne wants to join the Big Brother program.
Done.
Fortunately,
Can't do
you're
that
not going to
now.
be able to do that. No.
It's even, I don't know. Can't do that now anyway, so no such thing thinking about that.
Right.
But
Jesus
it's
Christ.
like children's book, like me writing the children's book.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to donate that. Donate those funds going to St. Jude's and other children's places.
Well, you can't now because you gave it to me. It's mine.
I know.
Oh, and he loves that.
Don't worry. I wasn't thinking about taking that back. I can always write another book. So you must have liked the book.
No, she's just saying that you don't have it anymore. It's not like, you wouldn't rip this out of my cold dead hands. It's just you don't have the fucking thing anymore. So don't worry about the logistics of a pedophile publishing a child's book.
Still want to keep that.
Well, I'm just saying that you gave it to me. And so when you talk about you wanted to publish it and donate the money, you can't.
I know. Don't worry. I wasn't thinking about going back on that. That meant a lot to me that you accepted it.
Don't turn it into like this love thing. Oh, she really has feelings for me. She's just trying to deny
shut
it.
up.
That's what you do. And then the next time that we have to go through this cycle again, when you go crazy, you're going to say, yeah, but you kept the book. Obviously, you have feelings for me.
I'm not going to say that.
Well, good.
I'm not going to say that. It was for your birthday.
It's an awesome birthday present.
Get you to take the damn thing. I was mad because you were arguing with me about taking it.
I've always wanted a children's book for my birthday.
Well, now you got one.
Cool. So I can go and do all the work to get it published and
hey,
everything else.
Don't ask for everything. I wrote it and the pictures are drawn.
Hey,
Right.
come on, Debbie. He wrote it and a Nazi illustrated it. Like, what more do you want from him?
So what, you want me to go publish it for you and everything too?
Can I go now?
You can if you want to.
Okay, bye.
And that will always be my favourite way for a call to end. That was great. Like, I honestly, that's probably my favourite call of all time, if not absolute favourite, top 3. It's just so good. If Lorne cried in there somewhere, it would just be the absolute top. So I really enjoyed going back to listening to that again, and thank you for coming along with that for that with me. I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. I hope I'll have some time to stream again later this week. So if I do, I'll see you guys then. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks for stopping by.